as you know, at the moment, all of us in the world, the developer use the new way to develop software is agile. So in this subject, we also use agile for the development. And I will explain about agile for you, and then in the next session, I will go deeply inside the Scrum. Is one of the famous architecture of agile. And now I will take a fable story to talk about the giants. Okay, the chicken and the pig. Okay, so it's a fable, a story. A pig and chicken are walking down the road. The chicken say, "Hey pig, I was thinking we should open a restaurant." Pig reply, "Maybe what would we call it?" The chicken respond, "How about ham neck?" Okay. The pig think for a moment and say, "No thanks. I be committed, but you only be involved." So this fable related to one of our technology in develop the software is given to Agile project management. Okay. In here, big are totally committed to the project and accountable for its outcome. Chickens consult on the project and are informed of its progress. By extension, in here, we didn't mean about the rooster. Okay, you know about the rooster. Gà trống, yeah. A person who chooses around offering uninformed, unhelpful opinions. A successful project needs both chicken and pigs. Rooster are seen unproductive. Okay. So this one is the main thing I want to discuss today. Is Agile. So as you know, we we have we already developed software for a long time, and from the time people develop the software, we need to develop in a team because the software, some software is small, but some software is so large, and maybe some software no, we cannot develop the software with only one person. Yeah, because we have to do a lot of things. We have to define the requirements for the software. We have to understand about the design to design architecture for the software. We need to have the effort to implement the source code. Okay, we need to have the effort to test the software. Okay, and we also need to have the effort to deploy the software for customer. Okay, so there are a lot of things we have to do in the software project, and we cannot develop by ourselves only I mean by ourselves only one person. So it's the reason why we need to have a project management. One of the basic and traditional project management project is waterfall. Okay, let me show you waterfall projects management. Okay. Okay, if you go to the internet and you write down the waterfall project management, you can see waterfall. And when you study the SDLC web application, the teacher of this course also taught you about the software lifecycle development, right? So waterfall is very is so famous because it's the first software lifecycle in the software is a software world. Okay. Um, However, project is not suitable for some as a kind of software project at the moment because it has some disadvantage. Because the waterphone is suitable for the project that have the stable requirements. Okay, let me show you some here. You can see the diagrams, the diagram waterphone. The group. So the reason why the software project is called waterphone because it separates the project to 7 steps. Here you can see it like the waterphone or the hue, the step hue, requirement, design, implementation, verification, and maintenance. Okay. However, waterphone only suitable for the project that have stable requirements because in waterphone people cannot go back the previous step. Okay, we cannot go back. That is reason why waterphone is not suitable for the projects that's stable. The requirement is not stable. Chị Quang Huy, what do you want to speak?
Thầy có thể record được không thầy?
Record cái này. Okay.
Mấy cái tài liệu này lấy đâu ở đây?
I will tài liệu này thì thầy sẽ đẩy lên trên tài nguyên đẩy. Thầy không chưa rõ cái tài nguyên các thầy dạy môn khác đẩy lên ở đâu nhỉ?
Đẩy Classroom này.
Ok, thầy sẽ đẩy lên Classroom đợi chút. Sau buổi này thầy sẽ đẩy lên Classroom. Okay. Because the waterphone has some disadvantage, and one of the main disadvantage is it cannot go back to the previous step, and that's the reason why at the moment we move the scientists in the world, they move on to the new kind of software development. It's agile. Agile. Okay, agile. So we can see here some here's some sample of agiles, and agile's software development that's suitable for the project. That's the requirement is not stable. 7 years recent 7 years we know about the startup wave, right? There are lots of people who want to start up a company. They want to build a new company in the technology. For example, they build the website, they build the software system, can work on some new area like AI, like fintech, data mining, and so on. And most the startup application don't have stable requirements. Okay, because the requirement of the project only stable if you already work in this area for a long time. Okay, for example, at the moment, some company they have a long time work in maybe in export and import area. For instance, and now they want to softwareize, uh, transform from everything like the paper, the hard copy paper, the Excel file, the Microsoft Word file into a software. They want to transform it to the software, and they can ask some other company to build a software, and this thing we call the outsourcing. Outsourcing means you cannot build the software, so you outsource this to other company and develop your software. Okay, so in Vietnam, from 1998, the first time FT software, the first company in Vietnam bring the outsourcing model from India to Vietnam. And now the outsourcing model is very popular in Vietnam with a lot of company. Okay, with the outsourcing software, the requirement is stable, and we can use the waterfall model. However, the startup application is not stable because, as you know, when you build a company and you develop your software, but you don't have more time to work on this domain, maybe only after 7 months you discover that um, your software is not suitable for the market in Vietnam, and you want to close the company. Okay, so if you spend a lot of money to the project, maybe you will lost your money and everything. Okay, so it's reason why the people need a new way, a new software development, and it's reason why Agile is was born. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the Agile. You can see here. It's a sample of Agile. Okay. Agile is a new way to develop a software. And with Agile, we don't need to be stable is a requirement. We can develop, and then we can change it. And after you change it, you develop the new version of software. And after a short time, you know that the software is not suitable for the business anymore. You can change the software. So Agile can adapt with this problem. Okay. It's the reason why at the moment Agile is very popular, and it dominates the waterfall model in software development. So it's and in this subject, I will teach you guys to use the Agile projects, Agile methods to control the project. Okay. However, in Azure, we also have seven kind of, I mean, seven kind of alternative model, like Scrum, like Kanban, like Extreme Programming. Okay, let me show you. Uh, Agile. So I will show the Agile project. Software. I will open the Agile wiki. Yeah. Okay. So here's a wiki of Agile software development. Okay. Agile, it has seven kind of version, and you can see the manifesto for Agile software development here. It was born in 2001. Okay. And it's the history of the Agile. As you know, it was back in a long time, 1957. Okay. There also have a new version of Agile is iterative and incremental software development method. This one also, a lot of people also use this version to develop. FT student, FT student in Hòa in the Capstone project, they also use this model, iterative incremental software development method. This one was born in 1957, okay, a long time ago. And here some other version of Agile like adaptive software development. Okay, this one is a process that works by Jim Smith and Sam Bayer. And after that, it was improved and to be rapid application development. Okay. And then there are a lots of new version of Agile like unified process, dynamic system development methods, Scrum from 1995, Extreme Programming from 1996, Feature Driven Development from 1997. I mean, it's about more than 20 years old. Actually, it's 24, 25 years old, a long time ago, right? So this model is not the new one. It already have the mature age, 25 years old. Okay, and then in 2001, they have some software developer decided to together to meet together in Utah, and they build a new name for this one, and they call it Agile, and they build a manifesto for Agile software development. The manifesto is like um, when you want to bond something like the independence of the nation. Okay, alcohol. Okay, the leader of Vietnam, he also reached the manifesto to bond the Vietnam country in 1945. So in 2001, a group of the software engineer is also reached the manifesto of Agile to born to newborn the new software development is called the Agile. Okay, so this one is the one that we have to focus on this subject. Okay. Okay, so you guys can we look at this thing. I will show it in this after 7 minutes. Okay. I just want to introduce about the overview picture, the big picture for the software development. When you work in the technology area, you need to distinguish between the software architecture and process architecture. Okay, the software architecture mean when you develop a software, you can use the architecture for the software. You can use the MVC, MVVM, multi-layer, pi or something like that. It's the architecture model. And for to manage the project, you need to also need to have the model, and it's called software model, software process model, and this one is software process model. Okay, and let me show you software. architecture. Okay. Yes, you can see some kind of software architecture here. Let me MVC. Okay. Here, for example, is very famous. This one is architecture of software model view control, model view controller. Okay, model view controller. What's this one? Okay, it's very famous when you develop the e-commerce website. You also have MVVM. It's a it's an alternative model in mobile. So this one is MVVM. Okay, when you develop the mobile apps, you use this one a lot. Okay, uh, maybe you have MVT when you develop the software with Python technology. Maybe you use MVT. MVT it means model view template. Okay, uh, uh, maybe some when you develop some kind of software, you may have this kind of model, multi-layer. Okay, at the moment they have microservice. Microservice. Okay, this one called microservice architecture pattern. Mhm. This all of them they call this software architecture. And when you develop the software, you will fill out the class or the component or the function into the logic model. Okay, it's a logic model. It's not you can place your class or function anywhere in your project. Okay. However, if you want to build a good architecture for the project, you need to organize it into the logic. So the architecture, when I talk about the architecture, I mean you organize your shortcodes in logic by the components. Maybe you put some class in controller, you put some class in view, you put some class in model. Okay, so it's called software model. In other words, software process model is different. And now, in this subject, I will teach you guys about the software process model. It's not software architecture. So you guys should it's distinguished about it. Okay, go back. Let's go back to the diagram, to the slides. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so now I will introduce to you guys about Scrum. It's one of the famous software process model in Agile's in the Agile family. I call it Agile family because Agile there are lots of version. There are lots of version of software development, software process in Agile family, and Scrum is one of the famous one in Agile. Right? And this slide I take from the Professor Ray Stoneham from Mountain Goat Software. Okay, let's start with the manifesto from the Hirotaka Takuchi and Ikujiro Nonaka. The two scientists come from the Harvard University, and it's the two people they bring the idea of agile to the world. The manifesto, the manifesto is the relay race approach to product development may conflict with the goals of maximum speed and flexibility. Instead, a holistic or rugby approach where teams try to go the distance as a unit, passing the ball back and forth may better serve today's competitive requirements. Mhm. Okay, so I will go back to this manifesto after you guys understand about the Scrum. Okay, let me introduce about Scrum in 100 words. Scrum is an agile process that allows us to focus on delivering the highest business value in the shortest time. Mhm. It allows us to rapidly and repeatedly inspect actual working software every 2 weeks to 1 month. Different with waterfall. In waterfall model, we have a project plan for a whole project, and we only deliver the final result. The final project to the customer at the end project. Maybe the project lasts 1 year, 2 year, or maybe 3 year. And now, and for example, if you as customer and you want to develop a software, and you ask a company like FT Software to develop a software for you. And furthermore, assessment is January of 2022, and the project will experience will last for 3 years. Maybe 2025 you will get the software product, and you have to wait for 3 years to have to look at the software product. It's a very long time, right? And it's problem because maybe in 3 years when you got product and you look at it and you feel I'm not satisfied with this product. I don't like this functionality. I don't like this interface. uh, I hate this characteristic or something like that, maybe, right? So it's problem, okay? And it allows in common, in general, and Scrum in particular, we can solve the problem because they shorten the time that the customer can see the product only every 2 weeks to 1 month. You can see the product, okay? It solves the problem for the startup application because when you source product, when you see the product, you can know maybe it's not suitable for your business. Okay, you can cut down the product. Okay, it's a way that the billionaire Phạm Nhật Vượng in Vietnam are applying this technique for the Vingroup. Okay, he can spend a lot of money for a new trend, a new way. For example, for agriculture, for I mean production, produce the mobiles, produce some kind of I mean as I remember some he opened some company and he tries for a short time and only for 7 months he feel it's not suitable for the company and he closed the company. Okay, so when you work for Vingroup, you always in the feeling that maybe you will be terminated your job anytime. You don't know about that. Okay, so you don't feel safety in Vingroup because maybe at the moment you can have a high salary, but only for a few months. Next few months, you will have to quit your job and move to other company because Mr. Phạm Vận Nhật Vượng can close the company abruptly. Okay. Go back to the Scrum. The business sets a priority. The team self-organize to determine the best way to deliver the highest priority features. Okay, and every 2 weeks to a month, anyone can see real working software and decide to release it SE or continue to enhance it for another sprint. In the Scrum, in particular, and Agile in general, you can see they define the project to the sprint. Okay, sprint is means a loop for some step, for some phase. Okay, so they call it sprint. I will figure out the Scrum origin for you. Scrum begin with the steps, Sutherland. He initial Scrum as ISCOP in 1993, and then he applies the Scrum in IDS and Easy project. Uh, he applied he under pursues about more than 500 people doing Scrum. And then Ken Schwaber also applied Agile in some projects like ADM, and Scrum presented at OOP SLA in 1996 with Sutherland. Ken Schwaber also wrote 3 books on Scrum. And then my video also applies the Scrum pattern in payload before, and Ken Schwaber and my co-founded the Scrum Alliance in 2002, and each within the Agile Alliance. And you can see in the slide some book about the Agile project management with Scrum, Agile software development with Scrum, Enterprise Scrum. It's 3 books. That's already written by Ken Schwaber. Okay, and up to now, Scrum has been used by a lot of big companies like Microsoft, Yahoo, Google, Electronic Arts, High Moon Studio, Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin is a company in United States that's produce the aircraft, but not the aircraft for citizen. It's aircraft for the army. Okay, very famous. Some contract from the Lockheed Martin can cost about million US dollar. Okay, Philips, Siemens, Nokia, Capital One, Nokia. Nokia is not a big company at the moment because it already sold to Microsoft. Capital One, BBC, Intuit, Nielsen Media, First American Real Estate, BMC Software, Ipswich, John Deere, Nesys, Salesforce.com, Time Warner, Turner Broadcasting, Oath, okay, and some other company too. Okay. Scrum also have been for a range, a lot of domains. Okay, there are lots of domain in the world, in the technology and commercial. Okay, apply Scrum. For example, commercial software, in-house development, contract development, fixed price project, financial application, and ISO, of course, embedded system, uh, 24 by 7 system with 99.99% uptime requirements. The Jones Strike Fighter video game development, FDA approved live critical system, satellite control software, website, handheld software, handheld the device that you can keep it in the hand, so it's called the handheld. As you remember in the past, we have some kind of device that you guys can play the game, plays the game with the hand, or you guys can use this for the messaging, send the messaging and receive the messaging. Okay, so they call the handheld software. Mobile phones, network switching application, ISV application and some of the largest application in use. About characteristic, with Scrum, your team can self-organize. Okay, it depends on you, not it's not the same as waterfall. In the waterfall, you have to based on the project leader, and you have to obedience on the project leader, and he or she can give you told you have to do this one, you have to do that one, you have to do this way, you do not you shouldn't do this one. Okay, but for Asia, you guys can self organize your team. Some if you go to US, you can see some group without is the leader. All of the team member, all of the member in the team can take the task and find the task, can send the report. Okay, and if the project have any task or the new task, they can take this proactive take this. Okay, and this because they have a good I mean the good enthusiasm, they also active everything. And for Agile, we promote the proactive, so team member can work with each other and self-organize the team and keep the product progress in series of months long. For the waterfall, you will have to build the requirement in a phase. Okay, but in the result, the requirement are captured as item in a list of product backlog. We can divide the requirement uh, uh, to um, to 7 kind of product backlog. I mean, it's maybe it's only a carton paper. Some projects they use the carton paper, or we can use the blackboard, whiteboard to write down the product backlog. We can capture the item in the product backlog, and no specific engineering practice prescribed. We can use generative rule to create an agile environment for delivering projects. Okay, it's one of the agile process. But first, we should look at the agile manifesto. Okay, the statement of the value. The manifesto of agile is not long enough. Only four sentences. The first one, individual and interaction over process and tool. Second one, working software over comprehensive documentation. Third one, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And the last one, responding to change over following plan. Okay, what does this mean? No, I will try to discuss and explain this one for you guys. It's not complicated enough. It's very easy to understand. Okay, at first, individual and interaction. As you know, in the waterfalls, people depend on the press and tune a lot. Okay, because as you can see in the waterfall, they divide the project to the process, and you have to finish this process. After that, when you finish the process, you can move to the next process. Okay, and sometimes you stuck because you cannot finish a phase, a step. You cannot move on to the next step. Okay, or you have to wait other people to finish the task. Okay, and after you wait, after they finish everything, you can move on to the next step. So it's problem, it can hinder your way to the next step. For the exams, for the exams, they move. People move focus on the individual and interaction. It means people can discuss with each other. We can help each other to solve the problem. We do not have to wait any other any other people, and we do not wait for them to ask you to do this thing or to do that thing, anything else, right? Second one, working software over comprehensive documentation. It means people should focus on the for the software instead of we write the documentation. Okay, because as you know, it's a waterfall. Everything needs the documentation. You need the documentation for requirement. You need documentation for design. You need presentation for to implement the code. Okay, because in the implementation you need to have some people, a technical people, write down the function and write down the design for each function, and then based on the function you write the code. You based on the test case. You have to wait for other people to write the test case. Okay, integration test case, system test case, acceptance test case. We wait for them to finish the test case, and then we can use the test case to test the application. Okay, but for example, the people can focus on the software. We do not need to wait for the documentation. We also have a documentation. We need the document. We also have document, but we do not have to wait document for the for our product. Okay, for the testing, we can test codes. For example, if we have two developer A, developer B, developer A can write the unit test and test for his or her software. Developer B also do the same. However, at the same time, developer A can write the test case to test for the developer B, and otherwise, the developer B also writes the test case to test for the developer A. So in the results, the developer also as a tester, and the tester also as a developer. We do not have the barrier between the developer and tester. Okay, got it? The next one is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. It means when we develop the software in Vodafone, we need to have a contract. Okay, the customer only have discuss with us in the contract. In contract, we mean only money. We only care about money. Okay, we need the contract. Of course, in the agile, we also need the money because we cannot we do not develop software without money, right? However, in agile, we care about the customer collaboration than only contracts. It means the customer can involve in the project. The customer can do some task, some role in the project, like for example, the tester, the consultant, the acceptance, or something like that. I mean, the customer joins the project, and maybe some of them be the member of the project. So it's the idea that's Agile want to show here. The last one, responding to change over following a plan. In the waterfall, everything need to have a plan. We should have a project plan. Should have a test plan. We should have uh, the flow. Okay. I do not say that. I do not say that the plan is not good. the plan is very good, so good, and we should do everything with a plan. However, in this one, the people in Azar want to impress us. We 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 need the plan, but we do not following the plan a lot. We do not following the plan strictly. We can creative. We should respond to the change because we know that something have to change. So we can flexible everything. We can adapt to the change. So it's reason why the manifesto says that is responding to change over following a plan, and this one is also one of the advantage of agile in corresponding to waterfall. Okay. Okay, so we should move on to this slide, project noise level. This one is so interesting, and some people when you look at this one, maybe you have some confused, and maybe you do not understand what does this chart mention about, and what does meaning is a chart. Okay, you see here some words like simple, complicated, complex, narky. Okay, and you have to assist. The axis is technology, and the y-axis is requirement, right? Okay, uh, I will talk about the meaning of this one. It's very easy to understand. Everything focus on the simple. Wait a minute. I think I should use a pen. Okay, this one, this chart it was taken from strategy management and organization dynamics. This one from the graphs, they see. I need to change the color. Graphs, they see. Okay, this one from the book Agile Software Development with Scrum by Ken Weber and my Biddle. What does it mean? It's very simple. You can see this one. Simple. Okay. Anarchy is mean something is not following. You can see you can go here and you can look at anarchy. Anarchy. Okay. Anarchy means a state of disorder due to absence of non-recognition of authority. It means in Vietnamese, it means this one. Okay, so you can understand this, and I mean you can understand it's a state of disorder. Okay. Okay. So in here, the author of this chart want to mention that the objectives of the project is should focus on the simple. Okay, and if can keep the project to the simple, you can close to the agreement. You can close to certainty. Okay, so this one will be the our objective. we try to avoid complicated, okay, because it's far from certainty, far from agreement. We should try to avoid complex, okay, because it's very far from here. And especially we should try to anarchy because it's very far from here, okay. So we should approach this one, everything simple. We do everything simple. It's the reason why in us house we do not care about the plan a lot. We do not care about the contract a lot. We do not care about document a lot. We keep everything simple. Okay. So if we can do something, the more simple, the more successfully of your project. Okay. So it's the meaning uh, of this one. So it's called the project noise level. Mhm. And if you can keep your project in here, you can reduce the noise level of the project. Okay. So I think it's enough for today because it's 9, almost 9:20, 9:20, and it's a little late, and I hope that you guys do not fall asleep when I speak, when I explain something is a lecture. Okay, I hope that because I know this one is very boring because uh, we talk about the process, we talk about some new idea, but it's in English. It's not a Vietnamese, and someone can feel it's so difficult to understand. Okay, and I hope in the future, in the next lesson, when the picture is more clearly, you guys can understand it. Okay. Thank you very much for attending my lecture today, and now I move on to the check attendance session. Okay. Okay, Lương Ngọc Hiếu, we should you guys should turn on the camera and microphone to answer me and show the camera. Okay, this is uh, the condition for the attendance. Lương Ngọc Hiếu.
Okay, let me a minute.
Bọn em bật cam và bật mic lên cho thầy trong lúc thầy điểm danh nhé, vì đây là điều kiện cần và đủ để chúng ta có thể điểm danh được. Nguyên tắc là như thế nhé, vì chúng ta học online mà, nên là bắt buộc phải có camera và microphone. Lương Ngọc Hiếu, Nguyễn Hoàng Dương, chúng ta bật lên xong chúng ta có thể thầy điểm danh xong là chúng ta có thể tắt đi được. Nguyễn Hoàng Dương có không? Nguyễn Hoàng Dương. Phạm Huy Hòa.
Có thầy ạ.
Lê Quốc Thái.
Thầy đợi em tí, em đi bật cam ạ. Em bật máy laptop lên.
Ok. Lê Hoàng Anh. Lê Hoàng Anh. Lê Minh Thiện.
Có.
Phạm Thế Hùng.
Có.
Ok. Đinh Huy Hoàng. Đinh Huy
Có.
Hoàng. Hồ Quang Minh.
Có.
Nguyễn Vũ Thái. Nguyễn Vũ Thái. Nguyễn Việt Hoàng có không?
Có, Nguyễn Việt Hoàng có.
Ngô Tuấn Anh. Ngô Tuấn Anh. Nguyễn Đăng Khoa.
Có.
Vũ Hoàng Sơn.
Có.
Nguyễn Tiến Mạnh.
Có.
Trần Quang Huy.
Có.
Nguyễn Lan Anh.
Có.
Nguyễn Thạc Huy.
Có.
Nguyễn Đình Cương.
Có.
Nguyễn Ánh Dương.
Có.
Hoàng Phú Hòa.
Có.
Hoàng Đức Anh.
Hoàng Anh có.
Nguyễn Mạnh Cường.
Mạnh Cường có.
Nguyễn Thành Hưng.
Có.
Aminu.
Yes.
Ok. Đỗ Đức Tài.
Có.
Nguyễn Tiến Học.
Có.
Nguyễn Duy Anh.
Duy Anh có.
Okay. So we have a rest today at the moment. We can leave now.
Thầy ơi, em Lê Quốc Thái có.
Okay. Lê Quốc Thái, I already checked your attendance.
Dạ vâng,
Okay,
em nói.
and I wish you guys have a good holiday, a Tết holiday, and nobody contracted with virus COVID-19.
Vâng, em chúc thầy Tết vui vẻ.
Okay, thank you guys, and see you soon.